Wake me up when September's over.
I thought it's when it's end.
I do not believe those are the words.
Wake me up when September ends.
There we
please.
are. Now we're in it.
Rouse me from my slumber when the end of September has been reached.
All right, we all in it now? In it to win it?
In it.
I
So
like it.
win it.
Isn't that
I'm sorry,
Bring It
my
On
goal
4?
was expressly to lose it.
All the shit.
Is that Bring It On
I
4?
told you it
or
was
is that Bring It On 2?
catweed.
What? What?
In it to win it. I think that was the tagline for Bring It On 4.
Oh, I have no idea.
I know 3 was all or nothing, but I think In It to Win It was number 4
I'm
for sure.
concerned that you know any of the subtitles of those movies.
Hayden Panettiere was in the third one. That was the only reason it was really worth watching.
Cool, 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 cool.
Cool.
I think we can start on that. I think that's where to start right there.
Yeah, that was the subtitle for Bring It On. It was Bring It On, In It to Win It. That was the fourth one in the series.
Boom, got it.
Wow.
I don't think you should take that as a
You
win.
shouldn't take that as a win. It just means you watch Bring It On.
4 times.
Hey, the first one's amazing. You can't say the first one's not good.
You're just watching it for Eliza Dushku.
Fuck yeah, I am. Is there? Do I need another reason? Do I?
I mean, that doesn't really work.
I love watching young girls dance.
They were of age.
They were of age. And when I watched the movies, first of all, it was in theaters with my mom and my sister. I did not get a choice. And second of all, they were older than me when the movie came
Oh,
out.
man.
Peter was trying to say words.
She's not in the fourth one.
She's in the third one. I said Hayden Panettiere is in the third one. And Eliza Dushku was only in the first one. They couldn't get the same actresses out in any of the other ones.
Yeah, because after the first one, they were like, this was a horrible mistake.
Actually, I think the lead girl from the first one might be in the second one.
Kirsten Dunst.
Oh,
Then
that's
she's
it's
not.
accurate. I love that the wiki's reception section is accurate because it doesn't have box office or anything. For Bring It On, In It to Win It, and the reception says on Rotten Tomatoes the film has 3 reviews, all of them negative.
Hot.
Well, I don't believe that was ever released in theaters, so I don't think it'd really have critic reviews. That was the direct-to-DVD kind of thing.
Those would be the critic reviews because the audience reviews it has a lot more.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. And they're probably most are also negative. Yes.
Why are we
There's a good deal of 5 stars.
I'm recording this.
From Autumn F. I love all the cheer movies.
I'm talking
This
about for the
creative
episode.
idea on rivalry and friendship.
Bring it on.
Rivalry and friendship.
This is not a democracy. This is a cheerocracy, okay? And I am the cheer-tater, and you all need to listen to me.
Just an actual quote.
That is 100% an actual quote.
My God.
They crump in the third one.
Yeah,
They
real
crump, huh?
quotes.
Yeah, it was solidly mired in the early 2000s.
Should we start the show? Welcome to the 8-Bit Cat Show, a place where friends geek out over the nerdy things we love, sometimes with cats.
And harmonies, apparently.
Go team! Duke and Patches have joined us this evening. I'm your host, Stephanie Katz. With us tonight, Zach,
No, wait, that's me.
Peter,
Alright.
and Tom.
There's a lot of cats, and I have no hat.
You're so far away, Tom.
Yeah, I figured I'd sit over here this time.
Who are you, Dr. Seuss? Too many cats and I have no hat.
There's so many cats, and I have no hat.
Would you look at that,
We could get you hats, and you.
I'm
could
in a
just
chair
wear-
with my stellar hair.
Ow.
I would say the good news is my shit's actually working this time, but I feel like I probably shouldn't even be here after that.
Peter's like, and I quit.
And I'm done.
The rhymes are too rhymey.
We need $1 for every time Peter said he's gonna quit the show.
Hey, if we had $1 for every time Peter said he was going to quit this show, we could all quit this show.
we could at least buy a pizza.
Peter, quit jar right on the table. Like $500 in there.
Hey, if you put enough money in there, backers, he will quit. For a $500
what a
donation
great
today,
way to work.
$500 donation today. He will quit. He will stop being on the show for $500.
Right?
He's
That's
like,
a hell of a
no.
way to find out you're hated by your audience.
That would
Kinda
be,
like
that would be
Tolkeins
terrible. But
die.
you know, the fucking internet is a horrible place, and somebody out there would be like, I really like Peter, but this would be really fucking funny if he actually quits, get $500. And like the next episode, be like, we received $500 from an anonymous person. Peter quit.
He's gone. He is gone.
Now we need you to donate $1,000 to have Peter come back to the show, because he ain't gonna come back on for the same amount. No, he wants double.
And y'all are all going to soon realize that he's the only moral glue holding this together.
I think we've discovered that several times.
This thing's going to go off real off the rails real quick if you don't have Peter.
The couple times Peter has not been here, like, we've taken hard lefts, and during the editing process, I have to be like, I have a feeling Peter would tell me to cut this. That I would cut that part.
And I guarantee you he would be right.
Like when I said, and then it cuts. And we're back. Welcome everybody back.
Yeah.
What would Peter do? See, Peter, you can't leave us. You are our moral compass.
So you need to clip that, though. You need to cut when I said, and then it goes, welcome back.
But anyway,
Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. Peter didn't watch it.
I caught a couple episodes.
Instead
There's
I
only
watched-
2 out.
There's only 2?
I was.
3
No,
maybe
there's
now.
3.
I think
Oh, the
there's 3
third
now.
episode
Literally
just
to
came out
decide.
last Friday.
Didn't they go to like the island or whatever?
I don't know. I didn't see the third
Oh
one.
darn. Well, I don't know.
The new episode premieres every Friday. We've only seen the first 2.
Oh, okay. Well, then we can talk about the first 2. I saw those.
Peter didn't see anything.
I don't give a shit.
He doesn't care. He
Oh,
doesn't
you
care.
don't. You're not gonna watch it?
I could hear his.
I probably will, but I just don't care.
I could hear his disdain for it. He was like, whatever. Rings of Power, whatever.
Well, I like how they've gone into the way before times.
But they've also not, technically, because the Second Age is the longest age in Tolkien lore. It's like 10,000 years or 12,000 years or something ridiculous like that. And yeah, like all of the real main characters, like all the elves and everybody like that, lives throughout all of that. But if you read I guess they don't really talk about it in any of the Silmarillion, and technically none of that's actually able to be used in this because they only have the rights to the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbits. They don't have any of the extra appendices.
Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure
Yes.
the thing said based on.
No, they only actually have rights to things that are in the original Lord of the Rings trilogy and the Hobbit.
So
And
the things that they discussed in those movies.
yeah, so basically like the Elven King Gil-galad, I think I don't know, I always say it wrong. But the Elven King that just gave Elrond his secret mission.
Right.
He's only talked about in a 7-page song that I skipped in Fellowship of the Rings, like that an elf sings at Rivendell when they first get to at the feast they have at Rivendell, kind of thing like that. And that's actually the only material they're able to use that talks about Gil-galad. So everything has to be lore accurate to that, and but also not actually change any of the things that were established in Peter Jackson's movies. It can't go against their canon, but it can't reference them at all.
Weird, because I mean, like,
That's why they actually, Hugo Weaving was down to play Elrond again, and they were specifically not allowed to cast him as per the Tolkien family and the Tolkien estate, because they didn't want confusion with the Peter Jackson's movies, because the Tolkien estate doesn't necessarily like the Peter Jackson's movies.
Why?
I don't. That one I don't know. That's getting into internal stuff there. But yeah, the amount of hoops that they're having to go through to even put anything on screen is pretty impressive, in all honesty.
well, I mean, looking at it, I mean, it kind of does reference a lot of the old lore, which isn't
Well,
bad. I mean, it doesn't like go into grand detail for
Well,
a lot of it, but it's kind of like this.
Yeah, they can only mention
Puzzle piece
the Silmarils because it is mentioned in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, or I think it's actually mentioned in the Hobbit by the dwarves. They're like, oh, this is the only thing prettier than the Silmaril. I always say them wrong. I can't say it.
Can I ask you to just back up?
No.
Yeah, that's good.
No, like back your whole person up.
Oh.
I'm sorry. You said this is the Second Age,
Yes, it's Second Age.
and it's because of all the licensing stuff. Well, I lost a little more interest.
You lost a little more interest, or you have a little more interest?
I wanted them to go all the way back with like Morgoth and shit.
They do.
No.
No, they do
The
that.
second age
But again,
begins
no,
after Morgoth is defeated.
they beat Morgoth already.
they couldn't
Yeah.
they couldn't do that again because they don't have the rights to the Silmarillion, and the children of Durin.
Yeah, I'm not. I
Yeah.
understand why.
So-
You
and
give a
there's-
reason why. I'm just disappointed.
And there's pretty much no references to the first age
Yeah.
in the original trilogy, in those original 3 books. So they had a little bit more to work with Second Age stuff.
So is it the end of the second episode when he crashes in the ground?
No, yeah, what about that?
That's
No,
Gandalf,
it was the
right?
end of the
That's not
first
Gandalf.
one.
Gandalf does not arrive until the Third Age.
Then who is
Yeah,
the guy
like,
that crashed in there?
It's technically gonna, if it's a wizard, it's one of the blue wizards, or it's because there's 2 blue wizards that
Yeah.
came to Middle Earth in the Second Age, or it's Sauron in his weird.
No, it could be. Sauron,
It's his weird form that he took in order to trick the elves, so that he could teach them how to make rings of power, and then make them make rings of power, so that he could then corrupt them with the One Ring.
That's weird because he seems very.
I think it's probably one of the. I'm hoping it's one of the blue wizards.
I would say it's probably one of the blue wizards because it comes off as like a.
And again, those guys are never talked about, so they can pretty much make up whatever story they want on that. They're just like that. There's Radagast the brown, Saruman the white, Gandalf the gray, and 2 blue guys.
True.
That's literally what it says, and 2 blue wizards. No names, no nothing. They don't talk about any of their accomplishments, any of their feats, anything that happens to them. So I think that's why they're going to use that as a character, because they can get away with pretty much whatever they want, because there's nothing to contradict that in the lore.
See, in my head, it seemed like that was Gandalf, and it was going to be like
Gandalf
Gandalf landed, and then that's kind of where Gandalf started.
I also thought it was Gandalf at first, but I'm thinking it's not, because
I'm gonna have to look into
again,
it.
I was looking into it a little bit more, and again, since it's set during the Second Age, Gandalf doesn't come in until right before the Third Age.
Well, I'd say that's what they're leading up to, is like right before the Third Age. Like they'll get the Rings of Power, and then once the Rings of Power were gotten, that's when that war happened.
Yeah, but that happened. But again,
And I think it's going to be within like the same like area of time.
they're
Like they'll-
condensing the 12,000
Yeah.
years of the Second Age into,
Into,
like
like,
20 years.
20 years, yeah.
So they want all your human characters, so they don't have to keep writing new human characters and be
Yeah.
like, oh no, that was my dad. I know
Yeah,
I'm
that
played
was
by
my
the exact
dad's
same
dad.
guy. But this is actually 200 years later.
That was my dad's
That
dad.
That was my great grandpa. Yeah, the dude you had sex with, Galadriel. Yeah, that guy. No,
Yeah,
that was my
he's
great
long
grandpa.
gone.
Super dead. We're basically dogs to you. I
Yeah.
understand. But honestly, I will say, it definitely looks like they've spent the money that they said they spent on it.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look bad. Like, I've been hearing a lot of like negative things about it, and I'm just like, it's
There's
not terrible.
There's a couple of things that you're like, okay, that was definitely shot on a soundstage, and I can tell where the edge of
Yeah.
the soundstage is, kind of thing. But most of it, again, it looks like, oh, okay, yeah, no, you had a big budget, and I can tell where you spent it at least.
Yeah, it's not bad.
No.
I haven't truly hated it yet. I've watched it, and I'm kind of like, but it's not like.
I will say it's very Lord of the Rings. It's
Yeah.
very slow. It's building. It's mostly about. Just right now, it's just about words.
about figuring out the lore.
Yeah, and I did love. I even called it out when we were sitting on the couch when he's sitting in a tree there, right? Well, I thought it was poetry, but I guess he's technically writing a speech for the king. But I'm like, oh, that's gonna be Elrond. And like as soon as he's in a tree, just oh, lovely words. You're like, okay, Elrond. That's yeah. I know he got a reputation in the
What did I called out something that you had totally got wrong, and I was so proud of myself.
what
I can't remember what it
Nothing.
was now.
lies.
If it was a little girl, that was Galadriel. Like before, when it was like the little girl, I was like, that's Galadriel.
No.
Like that was my first thought. Was like we're like on the first like.
Of course, it was Galadriel.
Yeah, but it was like if this is old lore, that's Galadriel. Like that's her. Just
It was
growing up.
it was something that it was like he didn't think I would know it, and he's like, "Oh no, that's clearly this thing," and I go, "No, it's this," and then I was right, and I can't remember what it was.
Well, if you can't remember, it's not true.
So
That's
sad
what I was
now.
gonna say.
Just-
Pixar, it didn't happen. Show me the receipts. I was not wrong. You can't prove it.
Oh,
I'm not guilty. I'm not innocent, but I'm not guilty.
you got to think of it now. What it is. What were you right about?
I don't remember.
It was something. We're gonna have to
Was it
rewatch
about
it
the
now.
symbol for what's his face? Sauron.
No, I mean that was Sauron's symbol.
Um,
I can't remember what it was. It was something stupid, but she was right.
was it the elf?
Which elf? There's a lot of elves in this thing.
The ones that are in the human village? No?
Oh, yeah, no.
No.
He was weird.
I don't remember. It's fine.
Was that a problem for
What?
people?
Oh, I have no problem that he was black, but some people did. I didn't really like the actor. I thought he was extremely wooden, but I know he's a wood elf, so tis.
Is he a wood elf or is he like a dark elf?
He's a.
I thought he was a wood elf.
I think he's a wood elf. Technically. That was also bad. That was
No, in reality, like when everybody thinks about that, and keep that joke in because it's a legit joke, because everybody's like all upset and all butthurt about the actors and stuff, and I'm going, it's fantasy. Like
First of all, it's
and the dark elves were the darker skinned elves. Like that's all what the fantasy was. So if anybody who's into video games, old lore, that kind of stuff, like dark elves were darker elves.
My favorite one is because they're not actually hobbits. The halflings in this one.
They are hobbits, but they're not hobbits.
They're not
the
hobbits.
beginning of
Hobbits got a little cushy and they turned into farmers. These are nomadic. They're half
Harfoots.
Harfoots. Yeah, there we go. But and if you directly in the books, the description of Harfoots is curly hair and of darker skin, and you're like, so they nailed the casting. Oh, that's crazy. Oh.
Yeah, no, I didn't find anything wrong with anything in the casting, and I was like, are people really upset about this?
The only thing I didn't really like.
It's not just specific to this either. Like
there are a bunch of racist people out there. Yeah,
they're upset about the new Little Mermaid. They were upset about John Boyega in Star Wars. Like
they're upset about the new God of War. They're upset about the Percy Jackson show.
Oh yeah. Oh.
I want to know who these people are, because I mean, I feel like there's just like
they're racist.
Just random people.
Yeah.
They're like there's like 30 people out of 100, and those 30 people, there's only like 10 of them who are actually like,
there's this
because he's black, and then the other 20 are kind of like, no, it's not because he's black, it's just not following the lore, and then they're kind of like wrapped into that group, and then everybody's like, y'all are racist, and the other guys are like, no, I just wanted the lore to be right, man, that's all I wanted.
Well, yeah,
and
but
then,
I guess also the lore is first of all correct.
But yeah, the lore is correct.
and second of all,
but
you're just mistaken.
It's not real.
It's also a new
it's
interpretation. It's also a new interpretation of an already fictionalized work. Guess what? There's allowed to be changes. That's what art is. It's crazy.
There was a really funny meme I saw that was I'm so mad about the Little Mermaid because the original, and then it's like, let me stop you right there. The original was about some like dude who tried to go after this mermaid, and then guess what? They ate the mermaid. The mermaid died, guys. So if you really cared about the original, bro, let's get down to the nitty gritty.
Even the Hans Christian Andersen version, she
wasn't the octopus lady like
she's
trying to kill him.
Well, she slices her legs open with a knife, and that's how she does it, and bleeds almost to death, and then turns into sea foam at the end and dies.
Dies anyway.
There's no happy ending.
No.
I'm like, so if we want to go to the original, I'm actually down for that. I want a hardcore, brutal reboot of the Little Mermaid. Let's do if they're gonna keep rebooting all these live action ones, I want to go back to the Brothers Grimm versions. I want the original source material shit on this one. I want
very long stories.
I know, but I want Cinderella where the evil stepsisters get their eyes pecked out by ravens at the end. Okay.
Don't they like cut
this
their
would after
feet?
they like mutilate their feet.
Yeah, right before that. Yeah, or that. Yeah, they do that right before they get mutilated by ravens.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
in an attempt to fit into the shoe, one of them cuts off the front half of their foot, and the other one cuts off their ankle.
Yep.
And then the original version,
they're healing their toes. Come on, and then he only like catches on like halfway back to the castle when blood is pooling up on his carriage, and he's like, "Wait a second, it didn't fit, did it? We gotta go back. All right, you're not coming to the castle with me." It literally happens like 3 different times.
The original version of Sleeping Beauty is the prince like.
He impregnates her while she's asleep.
asleep.
We won't talk about any of the other harmful words
really
that could be around there. Yes.
And then like, didn't she like have the kids, and the only reason she woke up is because the one of the kids like sucked on her finger, and it got the splinter out.
The splinter out of the spindle, for the Yes. So the kid's like 2 or 3, like is walking around and grabs a live mommy who doesn't look very alive, grabs and sucks on her finger, and then she wakes up and goes, "Oh, I have 2 different children and a man who has impregnated me. Yay, you saved me from the curse. We're definitely going to live happily ever after." They tried to do it with Snow White, but I don't think they went far enough, honestly.
I think a lot of people's issues with all the new revamps are just like the actual revamps, the live actions.
The only one I've really enjoyed, I will say, has been Beauty and the Beast, but just because it was more based on the stage show that was based on the movie.
The Little Mermaid
And
stuff,
it's still,
like,
all those songs were done by Andrew Lloyd Webber and shit like that. So you're like, all right, it's still going to be great.
The new Little Mermaid hadn't even come out yet. We just got the new trailer.
no, even with the trailer,
We're just
like
talking in the past tense, so it's like the ones that are out so far.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't seen that one yet. But speaking of people being
Looks
insane,
good.
like I said,
Yeah.
but speaking of people being insane, somebody's already released a new version of the trailer that they released like 3 days ago with, this is what it would look like if the Little Mermaid was white like she was supposed to be. Like, it's already on YouTube, and I'm like, wow, that's quick. They're like, oh, we used AI technology to deepfake a white girl as the Little Mermaid now. Like, come on, guys.
I hate people.
Christ.
the internet's stupid.
At least let the movie come out before you hate it, okay?
There's that like 2% of the population that's still like legitimate racist, and they're like, I gotta make her white. And I'm just like, she has a great voice. She fits she fits her perfectly. Like, I don't have no problem with her. I just want to. Hopefully, they make us good.
I was gonna bring this up later when we were talking about the D23 Expo, but I'm gonna bring it up now while I'm thinking of it. So, the girl that's playing Ariel, her name is Halle Bailey.
Close to Halle Berry, yes, but
So
not
a
quite.
bunch of people have been tweeting Halle Berry and being like, "Oh yeah, can't wait to see you in the new movie." And then there's been a couple that are like, "This is so dumb. How could a 60-year-old woman play a 16-year-old girl?"
It's fucking idiot.
So-
And Halle Berry was like, wrong, Halle.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see this person," and like tagged Bailey in
Honestly, though, just for purely confusion purposes, they should have cast Halle Berry as Ursula the Sea Witch.
it.
God, that would be great.
Actually, I think she would do a solid job at it too.
She would, yeah.
But then it would just be funny. Starring
Halle
Halle
Berry.
Bailey and Halle Berry. The Little Mermaid. Wait, what?
Who?
Which one's?
Which?
I believe Melissa
thought-
McCarthy is playing Ursula.
I believe that is correct. That's what I had heard.
I wonder how they can make her look. Do they show her?
Purple.
Quite purple. I'm
The
sure.
answer is purple.
I don't know. She's got red hair. That's all. She matches the lore. We're good. Each of Poseidon's daughters represents one of the 7 seas because he has 7 daughters, and Ariel represents the Red Sea.
The red hair.
Yeah, but you want to know what's funny? Is even in the show or the cartoon version, his daughters were mixed race. All of his daughters.
because they basically were equivalent to the sea that they
Yeah, but they were all just
represented.
different races, so I don't understand why anybody
Yeah,
would
they
be
all had
upset
different
that
hair
Little
colors,
Mermaid
all had
is
different
black.
skin tones. Even you can really tell in like when they did the Disney Channel animated series for The Little Mermaid. Like, actually, that was a great series. They had a lot of really good inclusion and did stuff like that. Ariel had I guess a black deaf mermaid friend.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing that.
Yeah,
I don't remember any of that.
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Weird that they made her deaf in the ocean, of all things.
that's gotta be scary.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
It's gotta be very scary.
It's a little terrifying.
It's gotta be real hard to tell her there's a shark behind her.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, she is.
And
she
we
is,
know that's a thing that happens.
She is straight just fucked.
You can't like vibration. It's not like you
No,
clap
you
or do
can't
anything.
clap or
There's
anything.
Well,
And then-
maybe she can feel the water vibration.
Not when you're that. Not when you're that deep.
I mean, we're gonna talk like
You don't
lore about
know.
this. I mean, imagine her just being like to her back, and then she's looking down. You see a shark coming at her, and you're going, "Yo, yo!" And then like you're trying to wave at her, but the water resistance in there is just like.
I don't know. You're a mermaid. It seems like, at least canonically, they swim.
Might be able to swim a
they
little
move,
faster.
They move like fishes,
But,
literally.
but that's the thing. They don't use their arms like this. They put their arms to
Yeah,
the side
that's-
and they swim with their tails. So why,
Nope.
you know?
They'll try. King Triton does a lot of gesturing with his hands. I will
But
say.
you can see how that guy's jacked.
You know what? That's why he's able to
That's
move
why
his
he's able
arms
to
so
move
fast.
so
There
great.
we go. Got it.
Because he's jacked.
So there's a logical explanation for everything.
But yeah, like so if she was deaf, man, that's gotta suck.
Well,
Everything in the water. I'd be on hyper alert if I was deaf. I'm like, there's death at every corner. You know?
I will never leave this cave.
I mean, I'm like that in the ocean and I can hear. So I don't know. I would be extremely worried. I don't know. But like I said, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why can't? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Well, we can move on from the racists because they don't listen to these, and if they do, they don't learn.
No, I mean, I don't give a shit about them anyway. They're just dumb.
I mean, if that's who's watching our podcast, we've cultivated the wrong audience.
Pay $500 to get Peter to quit now.
So
Yeah, sure, I'll take some waste.
$500. Get these guys back on track. Peter's like, hey, that's not YouTube friendly. He's, damn it, gotta give him $500. Yeah.
Get on, boy.
Get out of here. Go.
Go on now, get.
Oh, Lord. God, you know what I really miss? Being that we're kind of like on a topic, I really miss like the humor like in Blazing Saddles, where they made like racism the most dumbest thing in the world,
Oh,
and every joke was just funny as fuck.
that's one of the reasons I love that movie is because, well,
That's the whole premise of the movie, is
there's
making racist stupid.
There's a great quote from Mel Brooks about it, and they asked like, they asked him, could you make Blazing Saddles today? And he goes, I couldn't make it then.
Yeah, I wasn't able to make it then,
He's
and
like-
even that thing.
He's like, I shouldn't have made it. I shouldn't have been allowed to release it then. Yeah, I would never be able to get the money to make it now.
Now.
He's like, there's a 6-minute scene with people just farting in the middle of the night.
Yep, that's it. 6 minutes of that crap.
Tropic Thunder.
That too.
Again, it
My
makes
God.
it makes the fact that it is racist the joke. He goes, if you actually agree with any of the things that are happening here, you're a huge piece of shit, and you don't understand that you shouldn't
And-
be like
Right,
this.
but like
And
they,
Robert Downey Jr., his character, he was playing a fucking idiot. Like,
Oh yeah.
like, that was his whole premise, is he was playing an idiot. And,
but like it's they tried to crucify him for that, like
Yeah.
which happened forever ago. Like, could you imagine if they like released that now?
no. I mean, I would laugh because, you know, I grew up in a
It's
time
still a
where
good-
it was
it's-
stupid.
Oh, it's
And
still a good movie.
Racism is still stupid to me, regardless of what we look at. So.
No, but that is Blazing Saddles. Well, Mel Brooks is just overall one of my favorite directors
Oh, yeah.
/ actors / writers of anything, and the man did stick to his principles. But it's one of those, yeah, it's just the funniest shit you've ever seen because it's like going, yeah, there are people actually like this. Isn't that a joke?
Yeah,
that there are
that
actually
is
people
the
like
joke.
this. Yeah.
That was the whole joke in Blazing Saddles, that there are people out here like this, and they're dumb as fuck. They
And
have
the
no-
internet has just made them worse.
Yeah. Pretty much what it is. But yeah.
I like the fact that we all have the access to all the knowledge in the world, but most people shouldn't be allowed to give it.
Hey, you know, the Earth is flat, so.
Hey, there's some interesting thought experiments on that, and
Look.
I actually want you to go and do some research. I'm sorry, I'm just
Look,
joking.
I'm
I
just,
don't
I'm
actually
just
believe
letting you
in flat
I
know
get
that,
enough of
you
that
know,
shit.
when you
My
look at the
aunt's a
sun,
flat earther, and it's disgusting.
when you look at the sun, it is just a flat disc.
Earth.
That's all it is when you look at the sun.
I'm gonna say I feel some guilt and responsibility for people believing in the flat Earth because I posted that shit everywhere when that first came out. When I found that was a website was a thing. I have read everything that the Flat Earth Society on their website originally published, and I'm like, this is the dumbest, greatest shit I've ever heard in my entire life. And then because it was all written as a joke, and then people took it seriously, and it doesn't make any sense. It was supposed to go how you can prove anything if you use flawed methodology.
If you go out far enough to see the planet Earth as a whole, it's just a flat disc.
It does look pretty circular from space. That's true.
It's just a flat disc. That's all it is.
I'm
It's
gonna
flat.
give you that. Some of that Webb telescope pictures that I'm seeing some curvature on Jupiter there,
Well,
but of
I'm
course all of that's faked.
Yeah, no.
Because NASA doesn't actually exist because we've never actually left the atmosphere of our own planet.
No, the
'Cause
guys-
it would be impossible because we have a flat Earth.
Well, no, I mean, the guys that have gone out to space, what they get is they get a distortion fisheye lens, which they only see a part of the flat Earth as they go around. That's why it looks circular, because they're so high up.
No, it's actually they
That's
can't.
how the sun is. It's at a certain distance that it only like shines like a flashlight on one part of the map. As
Well,
it rotates
actually, if you
around
know
the Earth.
that, the Earth is actually accelerating through space at 9.86 meters per second squared, which is why we can't actually reach terminal velocity and escape the gravity of the Earth because it's actually always accelerating towards us.
I can't keep this
You
up.
broke Peter.
I can't keep this up.
I'm telling you, that's
I don't even see Peter, and I just hear the disdain in his mind going, I'm going to fucking kill everybody here.
Oh, no,
I hope he doesn't believe that it's a flat Earth. I swear to God, if he believes that there's a flat Earth, I'm going to murder him.
My problem is they just haven't adequately explained the ice wall that is Antarctica to me. That's the only part where I can't get on board. I'm like,
Like, I don't know at what point that you were just like, I'm dead right now, but I just drew my attention back to the screen and was like, oh, we lost Peter. Peter's gone.
I told you, I've read everything they put on their website, but it's the area that people
Look
actually
around
believe
there.
in.
God, I watched this guy. He ended up like opening a fence and then put like a camera on the end of the fence and then was like, this proves the Earth is flat. And I was like, no, it doesn't. It just proves that you're an idiot.
Yeah,
Using a fence.
Again, you can prove anything if you use flawed methodology. My favorite one is they did a great experiment. They like raised like they spent like $500,000 doing this experiment that was going to definitely prove that the Earth was flat. And in every single instance, their data came back, and the only way it would have been that way is if the Earth was a sphere.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, obviously we didn't have the right equipment. Like, you bought the best equipment you possibly could, did everything that you were supposed to do, and because you did the science right, guess what? It proves what science has actually already told us.
God, I love the easiest way to prove it is just getting a laser, getting a bit like a high power laser, going out a far distance on a flat plane, and then just measuring the distance and watching the laser like climb up in height because the Earth is going down. And I'm just like, explain that. Explain it. If the Earth is flat,
Obviously,
explain
you
it.
were.
Because the Earth is flat, and because it is accelerating through space at 9.82 meters per second squared, it's actually refraction in the light. Because we're moving, it's
so fast.
Exactly. It's actually, since technically the Earth, since it's been accelerating at
9 point something.
9.8 meters per second squared. Since the beginning of the Big Bang.
Yeah.
It's actually going faster than the speed of light,
So
which
Big
is
Bang
also
is real?
impossible. Oh yeah, no, the Big Bang still.
It's still Big Bang still
Flat
exists.
Earth Society still believes in the Big Bang.
Big Bang happened. The Earth was created, and everything in the stars, planets,
flat.
all of a sudden.
Yeah,
Weird.
flat.
Okay. But I mean, so we're saying that a laser that's going
It's actually refraction. Yeah.
one
Yeah.
light second.
Again, it's not even a light second. Light seconds.
No,
a long
that
way.
laser
Yeah.
is going 1 light second on a flat Earth, and it's somehow climbing, and that's light distortion.
Yeah, it's refraction. Yeah. That's what they say. Again, that's why it doesn't make any sense, because that's what they say.
Because the light is going faster than the Earth is traveling, but somehow, refraction.
Yeah, exactly. I'm more of a fan of the Terry Pratchett.
Oh my God.
We're actually on the back of 4 elephants that are on the back of a giant turtle, but the Earth is still a disc. Yes. It's still flat, but all the way. It's turtles all the way down, baby. Turtles all the way down.
As I was sitting there like doing this crap at work, and I was joking about it, and I was like, "Yeah, the Earth is flat." Blah 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 blah. And then one of the guys was like, "Yeah, the Earth is flat," and I was like, "Yeah, no, it totally is," And he was just playing around too. And then we got to a thing where I switched my thing. I was like, "No, it's got to be curved. It's got to be curved." He's like, "Why?" He's like, "Because if you cut a circle in half, it's an arch. It's got to be round now, right? Because that would be a flat if I took this disc and I went, it's a circle." And he was like, that was like the pretty easiest way to get past a flat Earth. And I was like, yeah, as soon as I tilt it up, it's a circle. It's a globe. It's circular. He was like, that still doesn't, I don't know, man. That's a good way to go about it. But it's like,
Simple explanations are best.
I don't know.
Speaking of space,
Space, the final frontier.
we finally watched Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see
Peter,
it.
did you watch it?
I heard mixed
Yes.
reviews about that.
What'd you think, Peter?
I really liked it. I think people, a lot of the mixed reviews were just coming from general fatigue with the MCU. But
It is a
I
very-
think it was fine overall.
It's a very MCU-y movie. It hits all of their major points.
Yeah.
Where none of the drama kicks down because they lighten it up immediately with a joke.
Joke.
But it is very funny where they do the jokes. I did enjoy that they brought back Matt Damon and I believe it's one of the other Hemsworth brothers as fake Loki and fake Thor in their dramatizations of everything.
And you know that
That's
Liam
fantastic.
Neeson played Odin in that.
Was that Liam Neeson?
I am 99% sure.
No.
I don't think it was.
No, it can't have been. It can't have been. That might have been Liam Neeson.
Look it up.
I'm looking it up now.
All right.
Good. The Internet Movie Database.
I might have confused him with something else. But it kind of looked like him.
No, I think he was in something. Who was Zeus? Zeus was Russell Crowe.
Yeah, so fake Odin was Sam Neill.
Sam Neill. That's...
Wait, it's Sam. Even better. Even better.
You know what's really messed up is I said Liam Neeson, but I pictured Sam Neill.
Wow. I mean, honestly, between those two guys, I don't think either of them would be upset with being recognized as the other.
And yeah, fake Thor is Luke Hemsworth.
Like I said, it's one of the Hemsworth brothers. There's like 3 of them, or 4. There's at least 3.
My only issue with it
Was it the screaming goats? Because that was like Maddie's favorite part.
was what?
The screaming goats.
The screaming goats were funny.
I did
honestly.
enjoy
I didn't have a problem with that.
I didn't have a problem with the screaming goats. No, I felt like they just made Thor dumb.
That wasn't new.
That kind of happened in
Thor is
Ragnarok.
always dumb.
See,
No,
but
Thor's actually super intelligent. Compared to a human, at
so
least.
Thor's intelligence has been on a spiral since probably Infinity War. Because he was kind of dumb in Ragnarok, but not like stupid. He just
right,
had to-
that's what I'm saying. Like in Ragnarok, like it was a cute dumb. Like it worked for what they were doing with that movie. And it's not
pitting
that
him pitting him against like Bruce Banner, who is super smart, kind of thing like
right.
that.
Like so it's not that I didn't enjoy Love and Thunder. I did enjoy it. I just felt like I was like it's too much. Like they took what the like dumbness that they were going for in Ragnarok and they just like pushed it.
Well, to be fair, I think a big part of that has to come from the fact that all of the characterization he was allowed to get in Ragnarok was immediately thrown out the window violently as soon as Infinity War hit.
True. And hanging out with Korg for like 5 years there and just drinking beer and playing PlayStation with all of the shitheads online did not do anything good for him.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, when he turned into the big Thorbowski, no.
I laughed. It was funny.
I'm sorry, I was in the middle of sipping a drink, so I
Though technically he's not the big Lebowski. He's not Lebowski, man. He's the dude. Okay.
I was just picturing him fat again, and I was just like, yeah, that works.
It honestly, well, no, they called him Dude Thor on
Dude
set.
Thor.
He was the dude. He was Dude Thor.
I don't know.
Characterization-wise, Thor probably suffered the most from those last 2 Avengers movies. So when he comes back in for another sequel, Taika Waititi essentially has to find a way to reset him back to where he was by the end of his first movie with him.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, where they get with him by the end of the movie, but he starts in such a worse place because he acted like such a buffoon in the last 2 movies.
Yeah.
I mean, the MCU Thor was just his character from the get-go was just like somewhat space-brained.
It was pretty frat boy, but then he pulls in and he goes, "Oh, like yeah, that's how you fix this astrophysics component." Because I'm much smarter than you because I'm an alien that has... Well, no, he is a god. He's not an alien. Apparently. He really is a god. He's not just an alien that seems like
right,
a god.
no.
He really is
He's
a god.
celestial
Yeah, that's
being.
an issue with their own continuity shit, that previously he was just a really advanced alien, but now because other gods exist, he is a god again.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It's just the MCU made him somewhat dummy, and that's what they just capitalized on because it was funny.
They turned him into a himbo.
Yeah, but it was just like, it was like okay, but in all the comics, like most of the time, he's just really fucking smart.
He's right there with Tony and Bruce Banner going, "Here, this is how we should fix this problem using science."
Yeah, and he was.
And science so advanced it looks like magic to you mere mortals.
Well, in the comics, it is pretty overtly magic. He's not got
That's
any
true too.
science elements to it. But you're not wrong, because he is, especially now in the comics, the king of Asgard. He's an intelligent character. The only time he really acts dumb anymore is during the Avengers comics when he shows up, because they need him to be the big dumb idiot so Tony can solve everything.
Well, yeah, because he literally he's omnipotent once he becomes the king of Asgard.
Yeah, he gets the Odin Force, which is then promptly renamed to the Thor Force.
Thor Force.
Then he gets all of Silver Surfer's powers because he becomes the Herald of Galactus and
Oh,
blows up
didn't he?
Galactus. Yeah, Galactus is super dead. He's using it as like his head as like a throne now.
Yeah, it's
Fucking
nuts.
cool.
Yeah, Thor got intense. King Thor got intense.
Like a recent one where he comes like the Iron Fist or something like that too.
I think that was a one shot.
I think so. I remember.
But I
seeing
think that
something
did.
like
I think I saw something about that too. But I think it was just a one shot.
Because I mean that wasn't too bad, where he's just beating the crap out of Milner, and basically it was like, yeah, you can come along. But like that was his only thing. He just basically treated his hammer like, go fuck yourself.
I did kind of love his relationships with all the weapons, and Stormbreaker getting jealous, and you can tell that it actually is. I did enjoy that. He's like, ooh, lightning bolt. Oh, you're not gonna work now? Oh, okay, thanks, buddy. All right, let's see how it is.
Yeah, I didn't realize his weapons were sentient.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't. Mjolnir always was, but Stormbreaker was not until this movie.
Hot.
Maybe Stormbreaker always was, and he just didn't want to show it because Thor hadn't been such a dick to him.
I do like at
Her?
the end.
I don't know.
I do like at the
Whichever.
end of the movie how the little kid gets Stormbreaker and it's like 3 times her size.
Yeah, I did love that he's like apparently super into Mjolnir still, and he's like, no. It's the opposite of with Cap. He goes, no, you take the little one. And now he's like, no, I want the little one. I missed you, girl. I'm sorry. I forgot how much I loved you. I don't know. I will say it did feel like a little bit of a waste to get rid of the Mighty Thor in the first movie she was in.
They're probably going to set her up to be Valkyrie.
But again, it just seemed.
Wow, she did.
Yeah, the Valkyrie are dead.
Yeah, they're
That's literally how she becomes the Valkyrie in the comics.
is by dying. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Valkyrie in the MCU is not dead.
No, I
No.
understood what he
Right.
meant.
But the Valkyries.
No, I got it.
Yeah.
It's fine, right, Fluffers?
Okay, weird segue, but you know the song "The Flight of the Valkyries,"
Mm-hmm.
like the super epic one, the
Like the
helicopters and helicopters in an apocalypse now, the Kill the Wabbit in Looney Tunes. That's actually the prelude to the opera. That's the song that plays while people were taking their seats to watch that opera. That's supposed to be this is just our fun intro song, and then they actually get into the opera. Yeah, that's the prelude. That's the house lights are still up while that song is playing.
Wow.
Hot.
And then it's used to be like, this is the most badass thing ever. And it is. It's a solid freaking song. But yeah, originally the thing was not even happening when that was the pit orchestra warming up kind of shit like that.
It's a
Nice.
warm up. It's a hell of a warm up.
Right? It's solid. But it's also like, wait, what?
That's your warm up? Fuck. I hate to be in that.
You're like,
orchestra.
where's the rest of this fucking shit? All right, what we got?
So the D23 Expo happened, so there was a lot of announcements that came out of it, and I've pulled the list up on my tablet because we know how much my computer likes to
Hates
work
it, yeah.
when I try and do other things.
There was 9 different Marvel trailers that were released.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
Well, we're gonna start first with the Disney Pixar announcements.
Ooh. They're about to release Lightyear on home video?
Yes, but that wasn't in that.
Oh, was that on D23? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. That wasn't a major announcement? Oh, I didn't know.
So starting with Walt Disney Studios, we got the first real trailer for Hocus Pocus 2, which comes out in 2 Fridays. I'm really excited.
So, 2
Actually,
weeks.
by the time this airs, it'll be just
One
One
Friday.
Friday. Yeah.
It comes out on one Friday.
yeah.
Huh.
She's
Just said
excited.
soon.
I'm actually.
Hocus Pocus is my life.
It
I'm,
look-
I'm sorry,
sorry,
Peter. Go ahead.
I think you could have just said soon and it all would have been fine.
No, no.
September 30th. Is that better?
Yeah.
So it's coming
now
out
you forced me to
before
be
Halloween?
Yes,
That's
so you can
stupid.
watch it on Halloween.
That's stupid.
It's kicking off like the Hollow season.
That's stupid. They should have just had it on Halloween. That would have been good.
Yeah.
No, because
No, I wholeheartedly agree with you on this one, Tom.
no.
Yeah, because
do you
that was the
remember
whole point of the first movie. Is like it was on Hallow's Eve. And then that's what it was
Spooktober?
ever. Yeah, I know it's Spooktober,
The,
but at the same time,
How
if
am
you're
I
gonna do
supposed to
it-
watch it every day in October if it
The-
doesn't come out before Halloween?
Because you watch
You
Hocus
save that one for
Pocus.
Halloween and watch different
Yeah,
movies.
you watch Hocus Pocus, and then it gets like builds you up to Hocus Pocus 2,
No.
and then you're like, "Fuck yeah, Hocus Pocus 2!"
No.
And then the
they-
movie's really bad, and you get sad.
Again, but they're doing it just in case it's not really, really bad. If they release it early, then people will stream it and watch it 10,000 times during October, so they get all that revenue from all those streams.
God, I just want to fucking watch Hocus Pocus 2. I want to put a spell on you. Fuck.
Nice reference.
Thanks.
I liked it.
Oh, okay, but the best part about it is one of the. Which one's the bigger witch? I didn't want to say fat witch.
I was about to say that. Which
I
one's the fatter one?
Why don't you point
The red
to
one. The one in the red dress.
this one?
Yeah.
What's her witch name?
Yeah,
Or
what's her witch name? Yeah. The character's name.
She should know.
I thought she would.
fuck, my brain just went
What's
blank.
what's the actress's name?
Kathy Najimy?
Yeah, well, she rides around on Roombas in this one.
She does.
So she just sits on a Roomba, or is
It's-
it multiple Roombas?
2 Roombas and she stands on them.
It's Winifred,
like
Sarah.
rollerblades, like aerial
I
rollerblades.
cannot think.
She was on a vacuum cleaner in the original one. Or was she the mop?
I thought they were all on vacuums.
No, one of them was actually on a broom.
Are we sure? I'm pretty sure they were all on vacuums at one time.
No, so they start out on their brooms, but then
They got them stolen by the
yeah,
kids.
they get stolen.
Yeah.
So then when they go back to their house, because now since it's a museum and they open up like the closet with all the cleaning supplies,
Yeah.
there's a broom, a mop, and a vacuum. Winifred rides the broom. Sarah gets the mop,
Yeah.
and I
Then
forget
she gets the vacuum.
Mary.
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 There we
There
go.
you go, Mary.
Figured it out for us. This
A
is
fat
amazing.
one.
Thanks, Peter.
Nope,
Yeah,
nope.
but yeah, she rides 2 Roombas,
Jesus.
She-
She upgraded.
and I think Sarah's on like a Swiffer mop. But I'm excited.
What's the time frame between both those movies?
I don't know
29
yet.
years.
So every
Oh,
29 years,
so
like
it-
the last. Well, no,
No,
because the other
so-
one was like 200 or something like that, right?
The idea behind this one is that the reason that the girl is able to light the black flame candle and bring them back to life is because she's actually a witch coming into her powers.
Damn it.
Ooh, fancy.
Thought she
Yeah.
was a virgin.
She's probably also a virgin. Looking at her, I think she's also a virgin. She seems a little young.
I
mean,
can't imagine they still make a big deal out of that in this one.
I don't think so either. I don't think they
they're
would go
going
that far.
I don't think they're going to reference it. I think
don't
that's
think
why
they
she's
can
a
play
It
witch.
was already really fucking weird in the first one.
It was a little
Only
strange.
if you actually think about it.
It was weird.
It was weird.
Um,
I'm glad we got on
What was
that.
we also got the release date and trailer for Disenchanted. This coming out November 24th, Disney Plus. Patrick Dempsey, Idina Menzel, James Marsden, and
Cyclops.
Amy Adams are all reprising their roles. And then Maya Rudolph is also joining the cast for this.
Did we talk about this where they were cartoons, then go in the real world, now they're in the real world, go into cartoons?
No, this was not. No, that's what we thought it might be.
That is how the original movie was.
Right.
It started out animated, went
Went to the
live
real world.
action,
Yes.
and then the one girl that was originally from the real world does go back to.
Okay.
But this one, it actually looks like somehow
They get, like,
Giselle
crossed.
Giselle is gonna end up. She ends up with a magic wand, and her wishes get twisted. So it looks like she actually becomes the evil villain.
She basically she's sort of tired. She misses the fairy tale world, so she wants to bring a little bit of that to the real world. And by doing that, she then turns into the evil stepmother, basically on accident, because she's trying to bond with it. Because things are so hard, so she wants everything to be able to song and dance its way into the resolution kind of thing. And then because of her stepdaughter, she turns into the evil stepmother.
Huh.
That's what it looks like, at least.
But it looks good, and I'm excited.
Next trailer.
Either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself
become the villain. So not a trailer, but they did release the poster and announcement for Peter Pan and Wendy, which
That's
is
the
going to
live
come.
action series too, or is it?
Yeah, it's going to be live action, and that comes to Disney Plus in 2023.
Who's playing Hook?
Jude Law.
Jude Law. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, actually, I was like, I saw that, and I'm like, okay, I'm actually maybe it's a possibility.
Yeah,
It
like
could be
he's
okay.
actually the one that came on, like was part of like doing the announcement for it.
I'm like, oh, okay. I'll at least watch Jude Law's parts.
That's the biggest thing. Is like who plays Hook? You gotta have a good
Dustin
Hook.
Hoffman as Hook was great in Hook.
In Hook, yeah, he was a
In Hook,
phenomenal.
yeah, he was good.
And then Peter, you'll be excited for this. They are making a new movie for Haunted Mansion.
Well, the last one was really bad,
I was
so
gonna say that was some great.
I know,
excitement.
so
I
now-
think I'm just gonna stick with this guy, and that's it.
Jamie
that?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
So
is-
that is the old like audio drama they did for the Haunted Mansion when the park first opened. Like it has characters and a story to
I
it.
didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a
like
trailer
Rambo.
should be being released soon. Right now they only gave the sneak peek to the actual expo attendees. But Jamie Lee Curtis is gonna play Madame Leota, Leota.
Okay.
Interesting. The Scream Queen herself.
So I'm looking for that. They're also releasing a prequel to The Lion King,
That did seem weird.
which is called Mufasa, The Lion King.
I heard about this. I super don't care.
But I will say, hey, you know what? Anything that gives James Earl Jones a paycheck, I don't care. As long as he's the voice and James Earl Jones is getting a paycheck for this movie, I won't watch it, but I hope he gets paid.
Unclear if it'll be James Earl Jones because it's young.
Oh, then we should all boycott
young.
it.
It's young Mufasa, and my thing is it's not even like it's not even like they're just like, oh, let me show you the prequel story. The way it's being told is in flashbacks as Rafiki, Timon, and Pumbaa tell the story of Mufasa.
Here I was thinking flashbacks as he's getting tossed off the cliff. His life is flashing before his eyes.
What the fuck, Tom?
Looked it up. It does not look like he is going to be playing Mufasa.
Oh, then I'm definitely not watching it now. And they should never have made it.
Yeah, my brain's sitting here going, how are you going to make a prequel for Mufasa? You know how it ends.
Hey,
Like,
again,
I mean,
that's why they do it. They don't have to write
that
that
kind
hard.
of sucks, you know?
You don't have to write that hard because you know how it ends.
Like, I'm expecting, like, a drama or something, and you just kind of, like, watch Scar grow up with him, and Scar's like, I'm going to fucking kill you, you know? And he's like, whatever, Scar, it's fine. And all of a sudden, it's like, well, Scar kills you.
I
Sorry,
don't
buddy.
remember what the word is, but
Oh, in
Scar's real
Swahili,
name is
yeah.
actually Swahili for trash.
And he asked to be called Scar after he gets gored by a wildebeest and has a scar over his eyes. Like, no, you guys are going to call me Scar now because my name was Trash.
I
And
truly,
Mufasa means king. Their parents named him King and Trash.
I can't wait for this Mufasa movie to come out because I know someone on the internet for YouTube is gonna do exactly what I said and have him release, and then it's gonna be flashbacks of him going, ah! And then it goes into something else and ah! Something else. I would love it.
Somebody better.
Yeah, I hope somebody makes the shit out of that. I will save that for me to have it rent free in my mind for the rest of my life.
No.
The cinema going, no, and then you see him having his son. Boy, it's-
Starts out with his
Anyway,
Dark
his
humor.
crowning ceremony.
we also got the teaser poster or
Teaser poster.
Not even
Wait, hold
post-
on. Before I want to correct something real quick before we go on.
Yes.
Scar's name, his real name is, I'm going to say it wrong, but that's what's going to happen. Scary, and that means soldier or police officer. It doesn't mean trash.
No, it's from the Lion King novelizations.
Now we gotta
Yeah,
find
I'm
this
not.
out.
I could find literally nothing else for his real name. That was the only thing that came up, besides the actors' names.
I know I had seen it somewheres.
Yeah, it looks like so. I'm seeing an article that's like Scar's real name is garbage, and when I looked up the meaning of that word, it does not mean garbage.
Apparently there are two different two versions of Scar's backstory exist. According to A Tale of Two Brothers, which was a
1994 book. His name was Taka, which means waste or desire.
Yeah.
Waste or desire.
Waste or desire, yeah. Waste or want. But waste as in trash. Waste. Not as in your waist. They called him Waste because
he
he's skinny.
was really skinny.
They called him Waste because he's skinny, yeah.
So, if I don't even want to know if you want to call it a teaser poster, but they released like the font for the 2024 live action Snow White.
The
that
font?
will be the font. It'll be coming out. Rachel Zegler will be the title role of Snow White, and Gal Gadot is going to be the evil queen.
I found out things I learned yesterday. It's not Godot, it's Godot. Or Godot. You pronounce the T, apparently.
I'll be honest, I found out. What movie are we talking about?
Snow White.
Oh, okay.
He's like another live action.
We were talking about Gal Gadot.
Gadot.
Gadot? I don't know.
Also,
Gadot.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
Wonder Woman.
but that's apparently how she says her name, and I'd never heard it. I always thought it was Godot. I thought, well, I guess she's Israeli and not French, and I was speaking it like French.
I just saw
it's
this
like
whole
Gal Gadot.
whole thing about like 10 celebrity names you've been saying wrong. It's
What's
not
the other one?
It's not Rihanna. It's Rihanna. Ariana Grande is Ariana.
It's
I believe.
Ariana Grande.
And then there was like a couple more, but those were the three that like stuck in my head.
Gal Gadot. I've definitely been saying it wrong for a long time.
We already kind of talked about it earlier, but we did get the trailer for the new Little Mermaid, which is going to be releasing May 2023.
I just don't like the still that they have as the thumbnail for the. No, because it's just the wrong angle and lighting. It makes her eyes look really far apart, and I'm like, that's not what she looks like. I've seen her in real life. I've seen her in pictures in real life and stuff like that. I'm like, that's not what she looks like. So I don't know if they're doing some weird CGI to make her look more fish-like, or if it's specifically just that thumbnail.
It's
I think
water
it's
distortion.
Just that thumbnail.
But her eyes
she
look
looks fine
super
there.
far apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks like a normal human being. Well, a normal mermaid being.
But then,
But
still,
yeah,
it's
the
just
thumbnail on the YouTube is just
Yeah, I
like
think
it's like
that-
so far away. I don't know what it is.
I think it's the angle because it also makes her eyes kind of look like they're going two different directions.
that was perfect. How did you? That was pretty impressive. I don't know. But yeah, no. That's my only issue with that movie is that they should have picked a better thumbnail.
Yeah, no, I think it's just that particular angle.
So far, I
Fun
think it's gonna be solid.
fun fact
She's a pretty
though.
lady though.
A little young for you.
So Alan
pretty.
Menken came back
Yes.
and teamed up with Lin-Manuel Miranda to pen 4 new songs for this movie.
Well,
Oh God.
is he just Disney's new good luck charm? They just let him write all the music for everything.
You asked me after this we watched Encanto, and I told you that he had a contract with them for like 4 more movies.
Well, it's insane.
And they'll probably extend that further if they can.
Well,
I
He's
love
doing a good job.
him.
he's been doing a pretty good job for him. I'm not gonna say anything indifferent against that. But my problem is my first introduction to him was in Brooklyn Nine-Nine as
Oh yeah, he's Amy's brother.
he's Amy's brother, who then who's
Yeah.
like super successful and the best one. Then ends up apparently he's actually a cokehead.
No,
Yeah.
that was bullshit. It was like he was undercover.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, oh yeah. It all got very complicated.
It did very quickly.
I haven't got there yet. I'm on season 2.
It's interesting. Yeah, Lin-Manuel Miranda shows up.
You want to know something funny about Encanto?
What's that?
You remember Lady?
Mhm.
She looks like that ant that has the storm over her head. Almost identical.
Like a lot.
Yeah. Like it looked like it was modeled after her. Fuck with her all the
If
time.
y'all remember guest starring in the show Lady, look them up side by side.
Yeah.
No, you can't. I hope you can't find her on social media. That's really creepy.
No. If you looked at her at the podcast and then pulled up
Yeah,
Beyond,
go back to the screen grabs, y'all. I'm just saying.
You could
That's
literally
right
put it
on.
up.
Like that's weird.
I fuck with her all the time.
That's funny.
I go, where's your storm cloud? She goes, shut the fuck up.
There it is. I see it now.
Moving on to Pixar. There's a new film coming out June 16th, 2023 called Elemental. It's going to be all new feature film.
Is it like Avatar?
No, it's the actual. It's actual.
Like actual elementals.
Anthropomorphic elements. Like they're gonna have Lady Fire and Guy Water and Mr. Air and.
Would they be called elemals?
Elemals?
Yeah, like animals, but elements. Animals.
No.
Well, it looks like they're people.
No,
Yeah.
they're people-y.
They're people-y.
They're like I
okay.
said, anthropomorphized,
Alright.
which means in the shape of humans
Yeah.
and style of humans.
And then we
Seems, yeah.
have fall 2023 on Disney Plus. It's called Win or Lose. And it's going to be a series that follows a co-ed middle school softball team in the week leading up to their championship game.
I like the animation style. It looks similar to Red,
I mean, that would
Turning Red.
What does it look like?
I know it's all Pixar, but it looks similar to it. They all have a slightly different style. They've got like nose styles of like Red and everything like that, which I actually liked. I liked that movie too.
Yeah, I watched it. It wasn't bad.
They also announced another original feature film called Elio, which will come out spring 2024, and it's the story of an 11-year-old dreamer, a creative and avid indoorsman who finds it hard to fit in.
Avid indoorsman.
Indoorsman.
It's actually kind of funny.
And then Amy Poehler came out to announce Inside Out 2.
Amy Poehler came out? Weird. I know her and Will Arnett got divorced, but really? I'm sorry.
Does Bruno Mars is gay?
That's slated to release summer 2024.
So, all right, who's taking the bet on whether or not this one's about puberty?
The rumor come out.
I would assume, since an all-new adventure inside the head of now teenager Riley.
Yep, okay, there we go.
Who may or may not be feeling all kinds of new emotions.
Okay, there we go. I don't know how they're going to portray horny on a Disney movie. But...
They already did that in Red.
Did you not watch that movie?
Yeah, she was all about the boy. She was like,
oh
my God, what is this feeling? I can't do this. Let me draw him. And then wasn't there like one scene where the mom comes in
Yeah,
and she
that
goes,
was funny as hell.
oh my God, is he doing this to you? She's like, no, that's not what it is.
And then she goes down to the convenience store and talks to him. But, no, I'm just like, they'll have to have an actual personified emotion of, oh.
If it was Inside Out, yeah.
So it's joy and sadness and be like, oh, who are you? I'm horny. Oh, okay.
It's like
Nice
a really
to meet
angry thing. I'm horny. You're like, whoa, all right. Are you okay?
Anger's over there if you want to talk to him.
I don't want to talk to Anger.
Anger and horny don't mix. Okay. All right.
Moving on to Walt Disney Animation Studios.
Oh, is that just that's just the regular animation studios, not Pixar. I got it.
We're getting Zootopia Plus, which is going to be
Zootopia Plus?
It's going to be a series that is going to launch on Disney Plus November 9th.
Is it still going to follow Judy Hopps?
Unclear.
Well, then why are we watching it?
Coming
If Jason Bateman's not in this series, I'm not watching it.
2023. I'm gonna butcher this so bad.
It does not look like it's going to be taking place like still following Judy Hopps because it's like all the events of it are like taking place at the same time as the movie.
So it's like what's going on in the background while they're having their epic Zootopia shit. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I think it's Iwaju.
Iwaju, which is going to be a coming-of-age story introducing Tola, a young heiress from the wealthy island, and her best friend Kole, a self-taught tech expert and loving son from the mainland.
Look, I'm just going to sit here and say that Disney and Pixar are doing some weird shit with girls and their freaking coming of age.
I think there's a lot of ladies involved at Disney that are actually in charge now and are finally able to get their ideas out and then trying to help some children out there.
I mean, when there's 3 movies of girls coming of age.
Well, really, it's mostly about coming to terms with your families. It might be shitty, and you don't always have to forgive them. It's the millennials are in charge of marketing and programming at Disney now, and we were all like, well, we've all been disappointed, and you can cut off toxic people. It doesn't matter if you're related to them. That's kind of our generation's thing, apparently.
And then the next, there's gonna.
Oh yeah.
Disney Animation's next feature film is gonna be called A Strange World, and that premieres in theaters November 23rd, 2022 of this year. Words are hard today. And it's about an incredible family who must get past their differences to save a strange world full of danger and surprises.
And that already comes out this year, and we're just hearing about it. Yeah, they're trying to bury that and just get rid of it. They don't think it's very good.
There's been trailers about that before. I've seen that,
Oh,
and
is
I
there?
did not see most of the trailers for D23.
Okay.
Instead,
Well, I
I
didn't
watched
see
them for 37 hours.
And then the finale for this segment was all new original feature film set to release fall 2023 to kick off the studio's 100th year. It's called Wish.
Oh yeah, they are celebrating the 100th anniversary of Walt Disney
So,
Animation.
Well, I guess this one might not necessarily kick it off because I think starting in January is when the new opening castle animation starts.
It
So
actually looks dope.
you know how at the beginning of every Disney movie, yeah. So it's a new one.
Yeah.
It actually looks pretty good too.
So it just has Disney under or something. Or
It
what?
says Disney 100.
Oh, it like
but
starts.
but
It like
it's-
starts real far back and like really comes in,
And you
and
see,
then
like, a
brings
bunch of
you
different
around the castle, and the castle changes colors.
It goes from the original color to the new updated color in Disney World, kind of stuff like that. And it like as you're flying over, it goes through a lot of settings from all the movies, animated movies, and stuff like that. It's pretty good. They're trying to make it really good because Mickey Mouse is finally going to become public domain.
Yeah.
It's finally happening. 2024.
Ooh,
Mickey Mouse is free game, baby.
that's horrible.
We'll see. Disney will probably block it
They're
again.
going to
They'll
try.
try.
They're throwing a lot of money at it, I'm sure.
They've blocked it every time it's come
They
up.
they weren't able to do it with Winnie the Pooh this time.
Yeah,
they
but
weren't.
Winnie the Pooh isn't their
Don't watch a
It
horror.
bread
is.
and butter.
It's not their bread and butter, but it's owned by them, and it's a pretty big deal.
And it's something they would want to keep.
They would
It
want
was
to
something-
keep
I
that.
can't wait for the grim dark reboot of Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
All the horrible
Yeah, the
things that
horror-
the internet's gonna come out
The
with. Fucking
horror
Mickey Mouse.
horror Winnie the Pooh is already
a thing, yes.
yeah. Friend of this or DJ wants me to go see it so bad.
I
I'm
kinda
like,
wanna see
no,
it.
Absolutely.
I'll go with
not.
DJ. It'll be fun.
Y'all have fun. Okay. On to the juicy bits. Marvel Studios, Lucasfilm, and
Who's
20th
Juicy
Century
Bits?
Studios. We got the official long form trailer for Andor, this is gonna actually be 24 episodes.
The music slaps. It's like it's gonna be like 3 seasons. They already know like the first season's gonna be like the first 2 seasons are like his first 2 years in the rebellion, and the third season's gonna go like the next 5 years or like the next 5 years up until Rogue One starts apparently.
And
I'm
that-
actually super excited that
It's gonna start with a 3-episode debut on the 21st.
I'm trying to temper my expectations, but the trailer was fire.
I don't know. My mindset with that is kind of the Mufasa thing. We know how this story ends.
That one actually, but that one I'm actually kind of more on board with because I care a little bit more about how he got to that point.
I mean,
Mufasa
I've
is just
explained
the whole
my
point is he's just supposed to be the king. We already got the story of somebody becoming king with Simba, because the only way the story is different is I'm going to be king and I really want to be king and I'm going to be stoic and reserved and actually learn and listen from my father. Yes.
Yes.
So it's no longer a compelling story. And if we do it the other way, it's exactly the same movie as The Lion King. So why are we making this movie anyway?
Yes. And then on November 30th, the series Willow is gonna premiere.
Ooh. Wait, is that
Warwick Davis, yes, he
Yeah.
came back to reprise his role.
I was going to say, is that who I
wise
think?
the
it is?
role.
That'd actually be pretty interesting.
The trailer looked really, really good.
Is it gonna be like an old Willow and then basically
Yeah.
be training somebody else?
I'm gonna need to watch
Like
that
what it
movie. I'm gonna need to watch that movie again because it's been way too long since I've seen it.
That's what I said. I was like, it's been way too long since I've watched this movie, and I do not remember enough about it to know what the fuck is
It wasn't
going
a bad
on.
movie.
No,
No,
I
it was
just,
a good movie.
it's one of those movies that I watched once when I was little and never watched it again. So like, I remember Warwick Davis being in it, and that's it. Like that's all I remember.
That's all she wrote.
And then season 2 of Bad Batch.
They're gonna finally actually do it.
Yeah, premieres January 4th, 2023.
The next one is the one I'm looking for.
Yeah, and it was announced by Cowboy Hat Dave Filoni, so you know it's gonna be lit.
That's when he's proud of himself. Is when he wears the cowboy hat. You know he appreciates what he's talking about when he's wearing the cowboy hat. He's like, nah, I'm down with this shit. I got this.
We listened to More Civilized Age, a Clone Wars podcast, and
We talked about it before.
And they Austin always pulls in these clips of like the featurettes of Dave Filoni talking about the making of the show, and whenever it's because is it Natalie who always has to point it out?
Maybe.
But every time it's Cowboy Hat Dave Filoni, she's like, "Yes, it's gonna be so good. It's Cowboy Hat Dave Filoni."
I'm pretty sure he smokes weed when he wears that cowboy hat. I'm pretty sure that cowboy hat is just like hiding his pipe underneath it, kind of thing like that. Because every time he has a conversation, he's in the cowboy hat. He's like, "So, I want to talk to you guys. I was actually talking to George about this. Yeah, George. He's just George to me."
And so we were talking about when, the difference between cutting a circle with the lightsaber
Exactly.
and a square.
He's like, because we did a really cool thing in this episode. Because everybody, whenever you see them in any media, they're always cutting a perfect circle. How do you cut a perfect circle every time? So in this episode, he actually cuts a square. Never seen anybody cut a square hole in the wall first. And you're like, and he's going on like, this is the greatest cinematic triumph of all time. We went with squares. And we actually juxtapose it with a montage of training episode with Yoda teaching them how to cut circles. And you're like, jeez, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Like, it's Cowboy Hat Dave Filoni is my favorite Dave Filoni.
They're fucking Jedi. Of course they can cut perfect circles.
Yeah, but again,
But it's just like the way he talks about it.
There's my door. I don't have to go.
well, he also wear in every one of those in those interviews, you can tell like they started doing them when they started like going back and doing like the featurette ones, like when he was starting to film like the Mandalorian. So he's got like his rebel pilot wings that he got in that one episode, and he's got like. He's got some, like, there keeps getting more pins and shit on his hat. And it's the funniest thing.
And then
This is the one I'm excited for, yeah.
all 6 shorts will debut on October 26th. Star Wars Tales of the Jedi. We get to see a young Count Dooku, a young baby Ahsoka.
Mace Windu's back, too. And Samuel L. Jackson is voicing him.
Oh, nice.
Who
Is
else
it
would
animated?
voice him? Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
in Clone Wars style.
Oh, wow.
And with the new engine they have on the Clone Wars, so it should look
Who
pretty
is
fucking
that
good,
next
too.
Who was that next to him?
That's young Count Dooku.
That's when he's Windu's apprentice.
Why is fucking...
I think. No, he's not Windu's apprentice. He's
Yeah, he was
Qui-Gon's
never
apprentice.
his apprentice.
No, Qui-Gon is
No, Qui-Gon was his apprentice.
he's Yoda's apprentice.
He's Yoda's. There we go.
Why does he look the same age?
His hair's black.
He's just not as gray yet.
Well, Mace Windu looks exactly the same.
Oh, yeah,
That's
always.
what I'm talking
100%.
about.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
Mace
yeah,
Windu.
no, he's just
It's like he
always-
never aged. He's just... That's
Yeah,
him.
absolutely not.
Have you seen Samuel L. Jackson lately?
He was born that way.
Unless they have like his Nick Fury, he's got a fucked up eye makeup on. He looks exactly the same as he did in frickin' Pulp Fiction. Okay, you put him in Jerry Corer wig, he would look just like Jules from Pulp Fiction to this day.
Oh my god, could you just imagine Mace Windu coming out of the womb? Just his face with a tiny little baby body.
He's
Yes.
too dangerous to be left alive.
And then they also
that
announced
image.
that the Ahsoka series will be coming out next year, 2023. They didn't announce it during D23, but they did announce that they have found their live action actor to play Ezra Bridger.
Star Wars Rebels.
Okay.
I don't know how much Rebels you've watched. I think
This,
Peter's
this
watched
wasn't
Rebels.
part of D23. Then why the fuck are we talking about it?
So the announcement that Ahsoka is slated to release next year was a part of D23, but a couple days earlier, they I don't know if it had leaked or what happened, but there was an announcement that they had found their live action Ezra Bridger, and I want to say his name was Isam Asarif, but I'm not 100% sure if that is correct or if I'm even pronouncing it correctly.
Well, I know you're not pronouncing it correctly. I think all the letters might be right.
I know I got an I and an A.
Iman Esfandi?
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't think I said that right either, but that's not at all what you said.
I got an I and an A, didn't I?
Far,
Like I said,
far from
I-
what it truly was.
I said she didn't pronounce it right. She got all the letters right. They were not in the right order, but she got all of the letters right.
And then Favreau and Filoni were joined by creators John Watts and Christopher Ford to talk about the other new Star Wars series that will be apparently starring Jude Law, Star Wars Skeleton Crew.
Those are just like the janitors cleaning up all the messes.
Ooh, perfect.
It tells the story of 4 kids who find themselves lost in the vastness of the galaxy trying to find their way home.
It's got Jude Law.
That's what it says. And as a special surprise, series star Jude Law joined Favreau and Filoni to greet the fans. So I would assume that meant
So Jude Law is doing a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He like took a break for a while. Now he's back, I guess.
He needed money.
It did seem like he did take a break for a little while there.
He
I
needed
hadn't
money.
seen him in a lot.
And then they released the trailer for Mandalorian Season 3, which is launching next year as well. Much excite. Fuck if anyone knows what it's going to be about, but we're going to figure it out.
I think they're gonna find. Well,
Him
it's pretty.
becoming a Mandalorian again.
No, him becoming the Mandalore.
Yeah, they show him. I know he goes back to Mandalore because it has a shot of Bo-Katan in the palace.
I think she's sitting in
The throne.
The throne.
Well, we
Her
knew he would
sister
have to
got
go to
murdered.
Mandalore. They said that in Book of Boba Fett. Hey, if you want to be a Mandalorian again, you have to go to Mandalore and do this thing.
But the way they said it, I was under the impression that the planet was like. Because didn't they say the thing that he was gonna have to go get into was completely destroyed?
I think toxic is what they said.
Yeah.
That he would die.
Fantastic. So
That he's going to die.
Lucasfilm also announced opening theaters June 30th, 2023, Indiana Jones 5.
Still as of unnamed, and they apparently did show a trailer, like, or at least a pre-footage thing like that.
For the expo, but the
It's a
trailer
cut.
hasn't released for the general public yet.
You can watch some people who filmed it illegally on the internet. So,
Indiana Jones, geriatric hospital.
well, he actually got worked up on this one because he always wanted Han Solo to die, but he likes Indiana Jones, so he's like, "This is my last one, and I'm sad about it," kind of thing.
Well, he got really, really hurt filming this one. Like,
Well,
really hurt.
He did make some jokes about it. He's like, "I promise not to fall down on you again."
Can't imagine him walking with a walker, looking back, and it's some rolling boulder that's coming towards him. And then when he's trying to grab his hat from something falling on top of it, he's like, "Oh, God damn it!"
His hands just permanently clutched in that little arthritic claw where
Yeah.
he's trying to grab it.
Damn it!
Where's my grabber?
Fuck!
Where's my grabber and my oxygen?
I'll get it this time.
And then
got
moving on to Marvel.
Who got the forever?
Well, yep, Black Panther,
Black Panther.
Black Panther, Wakanda Forever hits theaters November 11th.
When does Black Panda come out? Is that a Kung Fu Panda sequel?
This has been my day today, all day. Just I can't say words right.
Words evade me.
Ironheart is coming
Oh, but you could
out
say
2023, and it's going to take place directly after the events of Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Oh, so she's gonna be hanging out with Siri. Got it. Siri, not Siri. What's her friggin' name?
Same.
Siri.
Different.
Siri. Sorry.
And then
Siri?
Ant-Man,
What's
Ant-Man and the
Ant-Man.
Wasp,
Quantumania.
Quantumania, hits theaters February 17th, 2023, and is going to connect to Avengers, the Kang Dynasty. The Kang Dynasty.
Is that the next one? That's the next Avengers movie, right? It's the Kang Dynasty.
Hang on, if I scroll back, because they already announced like the slate, but
Because that's the next major movie.
so
was
the
Ant-Man
conclusion
Quantumania.
of Phase 4, I believe, was Thor: Love and Thunder, or is it Wakanda Forever?
Oh.
But the Phase 5 slate and Phase 6 titles include Fantastic Four and 2 new Avengers films, including Avengers: The Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars.
Well, they're also doing a Secret Invasion. Well, because they're doing a Secret Invasion series that you're
Yes,
gonna have to watch in
which
order
we'll
to
get
apparently
there.
get the Secret Wars movie.
You know, the way Marvel's connected all this, you can't not watch something because then it all gets messed. Whatever. Anyway, they're also releasing for Halloween
Halloween-al.
It's called Werewolf by Night.
Hocus Pocus 2.
No, it's called Werewolf by Night, and it kind of follows the whole you ever play like Werewolf the game, or like any of those games where like kind of like Among Us, where one person is the bad guy and you gotta kind of figure
it out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's like the town.
It
town
follows
games.
that premise,
Oh, wait, I
but
know
it's
Werewolf
shot
the game.
as like a 1950s horror film. And so they're all hunters, but one of the hunters is actually a werewolf. And so they got to figure out who it is before the werewolf murders everyone. And just based on the trailer, I think the werewolf wins.
I would assume because he's a hunter,
It also looks like it's gonna suck.
so he would know the tricks.
Well,
of
it's
everybody.
gonna be cheesy. Like it was shot like a 1950s horror, like classic movie monster.
So was Young Frankenstein, but that's a classic.
And that streams October 7th.
That's a completely different.
Yeah,
movie.
this is the first they've announced it, and it also starts streaming October 7th, so less than a month away. This is a direct to streaming. We made it, and we're not really sure if anything's gonna come of it. Here you go, have it.
Well, nothing's supposed to. It's
That's-
just supposed to be a fun.
It's a weird thing to grab because it does have MCU connections.
It does, yes.
Knight's first appearance was in Werewolf by Night.
Yeah,
As like an antagonist,
didn't-
he was a villain.
I
He was like a
didn't.
mercenary hired to beat him up.
I didn't get the impression that this was supposed to be like oh, you have to watch this. It's like a part of the thing. I really think it was just a fun thing they're releasing for October.
Well, I'm sure that's the case. Werewolf by Night hasn't been thought about for like a decade at least.
Yeah. And then we did get the trailer for Secret Invasion, which I originally thought this was going to be animated, so I'm super pumped that it's actually live action, and Samuel L. Jackson is going to be Nick Fury, so that's exciting. We also got Armor Wars, which is going to be the series that Don Cheadle's character, Rhodey. Sorry, my mind was like blanking.
James Rhodey Rhodes, yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to
that's
be the
amazing.
series.
The Iron Patriot, if I may.
War Machine, Iron
Yeah.
Patriot. Well, is he Iron Patriot?
He was
still?
technically Iron Patriot for a little bit. I think he moved back to the War Machine after the events of Iron Man 3.
Okay.
And then Tom Hiddleston came out to talk about
Everybody's coming out.
the Loki season 2. That's going to be in streaming next year. And then the Fantastic Four movie that I mentioned earlier, that's coming out November 8th, 2024.
Well, sooner than I would expect, actually.
And then we're getting the Echo series, featuring,
It's supposed to be like
the
Daredevil.
some
Maya
of the
from
characters from
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye. Daredevil Born Again, which is going to be a retelling of Daredevil. So
The Netflix.
it's not.
It's the Netflix series, but they're making it Disney canon now,
It's not.
isn't it?
It's season 1 of Daredevil. It's not season 4 of the Netflix series.
Yeah, but they're
Charlie
basically-
Cox specifically came out and said that.
Well, yeah, but they're basically restarting that over. So they're like, oh, just don't pay attention to the Netflix one. This is the real one now.
The
Well, I mean, that's what the comic Daredevil Born Again was. It was like, let's recontextualize the origin story because it got fucking weird.
yeah,
I believe that.
like underground pilot or whatever you want to call it is going to be in an upcoming episode of the She-Hulk series.
I think the Underground Pilot was the seasons that aired on Netflix, and everybody loved those, so that's why they're doing this.
Right, but I'm saying the
Or
one
even
like
further, he's
specifically
appearing in
for
Spider-Man.
this one. What?
He made an appearance in Spider-Man, so it's like that's all the more reason to be like, yeah, that's people
But-
clearly want this.
Apparently, he's going to show up in
Well,
She-Hulk,
this-
but I know
the-
we're all waiting to wait.
This
until
specifically
She-Hulk is all
says
done.
production isn't underway yet on the 18-episode Disney Plus series, but fans were treated with a clip from an upcoming episode of She-Hulk Attorney at Law that features Cox's super-powered hero.
Oh no, I was mostly making fun of the Underground Pilot statement of like, well, that's not what that is. That's just a cameo appearance.
And then we got the name of the new Captain America. It's going to be Captain America New World Order, and that hits theaters 2024.
And that's the one with
Did they show us anything?
now Sam Wilson is Captain America, his first standalone.
Yeah, Anthony Mackie going to be Cap. And then we got the Anti-Avengers hitting
What?
theaters July 26, 2024, Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts aren't anti-Avengers.
What would you
They are all dark analogs to the Avengers.
Well, no, I mean, even in the sometimes they're reformed like criminals as heroes, but they're just another hero team.
Yeah, they just do the jobs
That's
that
why
the Avengers
Hawkeye
don't do.
puts that on there. I guess. Whatever.
It'll be interesting.
I don't know, just
Who's on the team?
No, their lineup is a little weird.
the
though,
team
I will say.
is Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, Red Guardian, Ghost, John Walker, the Winter Soldier, Taskmaster, and Yelena Belova.
Ghost from
Ant-Man and the Wasp. Yes.
Ant-Man? The one that lost her powers and is significantly less effective?
Telling you what it says.
It does say that. Maybe they give her powers back
And then
in a way that doesn't kill her slowly and painfully.
July 28th, 2023, The Marvels, which I guess is going to have
Yeah, it's gonna have Captain
all
Marvel,
of
Miss
them?
Marvel, and Monica Rambeau, the character. Yeah, their powers become quantumly entangled, and so whenever they try and use their powers, they switch places.
It's weird.
It happened it did happen in the comic books for a little while too, but
And then from 20th Century Studios, Avatar: The Way of the Water. They gave a presentation for that.
I just still can't get excited for it.
Fish people.
And it looks like it's probably going to be 3D.
Yeah, I would assume. I just can't get excited for it. Even going to Disney World and riding the Avatar rides, I'm like, it's fine.
It's fine.
I think that's outside of anything to do with Jurassic Park, that's probably the movie Maddie's the most excited about coming out.
It's just,
Aren't they doing like 2 or 3 more?
Yeah. She loves the Avatar movie, though.
this one, at least one more. At least one more.
So now the way of the water is like all the jungle people become water people.
I mean, I loved Fern Gully as much as the next guy, but
They swim with fins and stuff.
though I will say at the time it looked absolutely amazing. But if you go back and watch it now, Avatar does leave a lot to be desired.
It's very questionable.
There's some parts you're like, really?
Yeah.
That's what we're going with?
Yeah.
All right, guys.
So, as what's been confirmed so far is Avatar: The Way of the Water, then a third, and then a fourth one.
Oh, so 3 more?
Yeah.
Well, including this one. Oh, supposedly it's done. The other ones are supposed to come out faster than 19 years in between them, though.
Explains what the hell happened to Sam Worthington.
Yeah, he was busy
Kinda
making
flipped
4
off the
movies.
fucking radar for the longest time.
Yeah, he was busy making 4 movies with, what's his face?
James Cameron.
That's the one.
All right, so let's cap this long ass episode off with extra bits.
I had some fun.
Talk about shit.
Isn't that the whole point of this?
Normally though, like I cap us at about an hour, and we're running. By the
Way
time we're
over.
done, we're gonna be running about an hour 45.
Sounds great.
Man, that's a hell of an episode.
It's pretty good.
But somebody's gonna watch it going, God fucking damn it, this fucking thing's forever. I'm about to watch this in like 3 takes. I stopped at minute 30, stopped at minute hour.
Plan
Is
your
it
pee
hour
breaks.
30 minute
Um,
hour.
No,
So-
they don't plan pee breaks. They just go take a shit on the toilet and then just sit there and
Let's
watch
be
us
honest.
jabber.
Yeah. They're
No one
taking a
watches
shit on the
YouTube
toilet
like
while
that.
watching it on their phone. Yeah.
I just kicked a cat. So my first bet is so with Disney D23 just happening, of course there was a bunch of like exclusive merchandise. Including, so apparently Disney is going to be releasing this like trading card game or something, and anyone who attended the event and bought one of the booster packs got a special card that was Mickey as the brave little tailor, which is exclusive to the event. It's a free thing.
And now you have to pay like $10,000 to get it online.
Right now it is up on eBay for anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500.
Fuck.
I hate
Problem is people will
resellers.
buy it. The resellers wouldn't do it if people wouldn't buy it.
Oh,
but they
I
want their
know.
shit.
But I just, like, it's so stupid. Like, so stupid.
You're just mad because you couldn't get it for free. Now you'd have to pay $1,500 if you wanted it.
I don't even want it. Like, what would I want it for?
I feel like that's a lie. I think she wants it desperately.
I think so. She's sweating. You can see.
If I were like had gone to D23 and was like, oh, okay, I buy this and I get a free thing, maybe. But even then, like, what am I gonna do with a card that does nothing?
Play the trading card game, obviously.
Okay.
It's
If
better.
there's even a game associated with it.
I
might
hope it
literally-
is. I hope it's like
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh, but with Disney shit.
It kind of would it look like that or Magic or something, but I didn't really look too much in it. I was just like, that's dumb and makes me mad.
Mickey the Gathering.
I choose you, the king of all animation, Mickey Mouse.
And so my next
GG,
bit.
Mickey the Gathering.
Ow, Bailey, ow, Bailey.
Just all of a sudden a
Bitch.
fucking 3D Mickey Mouse
my
comes up on a battlefield.
I'm gonna kick your ass.
I'm gonna kick your ass.
That's a pretty good Mickey.
I could do Mickey pretty
That's a
good.
pretty good Mickey.
So my next bit isn't so much a link, but a story. So
Oh, you're just gonna bitch and complain on the podcast now about getting murderized? I'm
okay,
kidding.
never
I'm
mind,
kidding.
Peter. Go
I'm
ahead.
kidding.
Nope,
I'm
I don't want
kidding.
to tell
If
the
the
story.
story
now.
is good, maybe we should just save it for the end.
No, it is a good story. Actually, she should tell it. It's absolutely ridiculous and utterly dumb and insane.
Let's hear it.
So Saturday, I had to take Mr. Kitty to the vet. Mr. Kitty is leash trained and is normally a very good boy on the leash, and he likes to go in the car and go on car rides. But not this day. This day, he wanted to be a little fucking shit.
I was
And
gonna
the
say
whole-
butthead.
The whole way to the vet, he's just yelling and screaming and being a general pain in the ass. So,
General pain in the ass.
so then I get to the vet, and he's not even, like, walking on the leash. Like, he won't even, like, he made me pick him up and carry him. And I was like,
Like that.
buddy, like, come on now. So then we get in there. It's fine. He gets checked out. It's all good. Then I go, and I'm standing at the counter, and he is refusing to come stand by me, and I'm trying to pay, but he was kind of like, so if the counter is about as long as this table, like right at the end, there was like a little nook. And so he was just kind of standing there, and I was like, all right, he's out of the way. Like, he should be fine. Let me just pay so that I can go grab him and get the fuck out of here. Well, as I'm trying to get life situated and get his medications and all the shit that the stupid cat needs, this dude walks by with his big ass fucking dog. And I don't know who spooked who, but there was a bit of a kerfuffle and yowling. And the dog is fine. The cat is fine. But I went to intervene and pick up the cat. And I don't think the camera's gonna pick it up, but fucking right here, right fucking here, my entire thumb, this cat tore my ass up.
He bit her like 6 times, like punctured skin.
I
Like,
had
fucked
to
her
go
up.
to urgent care and get antibiotics.
Yeah, because you get cat scratch fever or some type of
Yeah.
weird disease. Yeah.
Because that motherfucker couldn't just fucking stand by me. So he's lost his leash privileges.
Ouch.
And
And then he was super sweet all the way home.
he
Bet he
was. He felt really
I
bad.
bet he was. That's the way cats are.
He was really quiet the whole way home and just sat there staring at me with like a little sad face.
Yeah, they realize they fuck up and they're like, shit. Fuck.
We're like,
and
I'm
then-
not getting catnip tonight.
Yeah, they're like straight
Oh, and I
people.
missed the part where not only did he tear my ass up, but he tried to jump up on this ledge thing, knock this fucking glass jar over that was like an example of heartworms. And I'm like, fuck, man. And I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Breaking their shit.
And I'm sorry, I just punched you in the face.
Now we're gonna take her back to the vet.
Forecast nosebleed.
And the vet lady, she was trying to like make me nice. She's like, no, it's okay. He's so cute being on the leash. I'm like, stupid fucking cat. And she's like, And then she starts getting worried because my arm is
Bleeding.
progressively bleeding.
Pretty
Profusely.
And then there's this other fucking lady that I don't know what she was waiting for. But she's like, you should have brought him in a carrier. Why would you even bring him on the leash if he acts like... Bitch, if you don't shut your fucking mouth right now, I'm gonna bleed on your ass.
Yeah, I remember when they'd be like, you see how far this cat dug into my skin? I'm gonna dig so far up your fucking ass. I swear to God, shut the fuck up!
Yeah,
Like, could have been immediate.
The reason I brought him on the leash
Immediate anger.
is because he doesn't normally act like this. This is an outlier. I'm sorry, this was not
Yeah.
expected.
Yeah, it's not like I was like, you know, it'd be really fun today to take my super aggressive cat that hates being on the leash to the vet.
Just like yesterday, I woke up with just violence on the mind. I was like, today I chose violence. I know I did. Like, everybody pissed me off. I was like, no, we're not doing this today. It just got serious, Tom, the whole day.
You chose violence.
I chose violence. I was.
Sometimes
just,
you have to choose violence.
It's just that mood that kicked over.
I feel like that every day. All right, Peter, it's for real. Your turn now.
You choose chaos
All right.
every day. I don't think it's violence, it's chaos.
So today, the book Known of the Ninth, it's the third book of the Locked Tomb series, released. It looks really good. I've read the preview, but I haven't gotten the book yet.
You read the preview, spoilers.
Yeah, I didn't say anything. Y'all should get it.
Don't
Is the
get it.
point of this.
This whole episode is about spoilers, always.
I'll spoil
Always.
This whole show is about spoilers.
Thomas?
There's an implied spoiler
Oh, it's
warning
my
at the
turn?
beginning again. Oh, yeah, it is your turn.
What was mine? Mine was
Super Battle Droids originally looked a little too...
Yeah, you can't say what the joke is there, but it's a
it
video.
says a little too ...
Yeah, with George Lucas looking at the animations of the droids.
Yeah, the animation test for the Super Battle Droids.
And when he was looking at it, he goes, "Oh, that looked a little off." So yeah, go watch that. You'll probably get a chuckle. The other one is about the EMT.
How to unchoke yourself if you're dying alone.
Basically jokes about how to unchoke yourself if you are alone. So
Aren't you supposed
you
to
can
bend
go,
over a chair?
you're supposed to fall on things, like literally fall hard. Like it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt, but at least it hurts versus you being
I
dead.
thought you were supposed to like lean over a chair with
No,
on your
most-
diaphragm and like push
no.
it forward as hard as you can.
Most people think that you're supposed to just go.
You gotta do it like hard though.
He's like, like fall into that.
No, yeah, you have to
Fall.
if you do the Heimlich maneuver properly,
You're gonna hurt.
you're
yourself.
probably gonna crack a couple ribs.
Yeah, you're gonna hurt yourself, but you'll save your life. Is basically
Heck,
what he
if you do
said,
CPR properly, you're probably gonna crack a couple ribs.
And if you do enjoy that video, he's on TikTok, so go look him up.
He's on YouTube, on everything. He has a lot of funny shit.
He's pretty funny. He's honestly pretty hilarious.
Zachary.
The shit he talks about firefighters is real funny. My turn. Well, I don't know if you guys have heard before, but we do live in the Houston area. For our listeners out there, if you did not know, we're sort of in the Houston area. Not close enough for you to actually be able to find out where we live.
It's an hour to Houston from Houston.
That's true. We could be anywhere. But recently, in an area not so far from us, they found and had to relocate. Where is the article so I can talk about it and be
400-pound alligator.
400-pound, 11-foot, well, 10 foot, 10 inches alligator. 400 pounds, just walking through a neighborhood, just hanging out. It's like, what's up? What's up, y'all? It just made me laugh because we actually just recently removed the golf course I work at. We recently removed 3 alligators and their nests. They found 39 eggs, too. They were humanely relocated to a preserved area of some type. I don't know. It's near George Bush Park, probably somewhere. But yeah, so these gators been getting big and they're a little scary. Some things are real dinosaurs. But yeah, look it up. The thing is fucking huge.
That's
It is a big
crazy.
It's in Fort Bend County.
All right, well,
That's so far
new
from us.
8-Bit Cat Show.
It's not that far.
Fridays. Unless something goes horribly wrong. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can also find us on Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Oh god, we're on TikTok now?
TikTok.
Oh no, we said that last week.
We did.
We did.
And I said, oh god, we're on TikTok now?
And until next time, my friends, geek out, be fabulous, and have fun.
I'm horny. Feed me. Feed you what? Feed me.
Hey, So the 8-Bit Cat Show is not just about cats. It's also about a bunch of nerdy shit that we're talking about all the time. So please support us on Patreon so that we can get an actual cat.